time, we're going to quickly go over the ins and outs, all the inputs and the outputs of the NPW5. Right here is where we have our feedstock holding tank. Now this, at each facility, is going to be a little bit different. All we do require is that we have a heating element to this where we heat the feedstock to approximately 170 degrees. We have to get it into a flowable state. Now your feedstock tank is going to be piped in to this on the unit. This is feedstock in, piped in right here. As we come around, here's your methanol tank. Now you're going to have an outside methanol storage tank, an outside additive tank. We'll supply the additive, but you need to store it in a separate tank. Now methanol, now one thing that still needs to be completed on this unit before we ship is an NaOH tank. Very small amount. All the ratios for all of this is going to be inputted in a computer touchscreen. So here is the mixing tank. There is the methanol. As we keep going around here, we have our reaction tanks. We have our high-speed nano mixing tank. Here is the glycerol out tank. This is where the separation occurs. The glycerin is going to be at the bottom, and through a pump, we pump out the glycerin. As we move around here, here's our final filtering and refining unit. The biodiesel B100 is going to be pumped out right here. Now in order to get that, you just turn this switch and B100 is going to flow out. As we move around here, if you remember, this is our water washing tank. The water for the water washing is actually, if you get in here a little bit, here's the water in. So you're going to have to pipe in just traditional tap water into the water holding tank. Now water is going to, at this point, they still need to pipe the water into the water holding tank, and it's going to come in right here, directly down to the water tank. Now, like I said, this is our water washing. Once the water is flowed through the system, then this takes approximately 1 hour. Wastewater is going to come out of this pipe. Now, depending on the feedstock you want to pipe into our NPW5, we're going to have a table that will give you the correct ratios of methanol, additive, NaOH. At that time, this unit, the demonstration unit, is not a touchscreen. Full production units that we sell to the U.S. will have a digital touchscreen where you input the ratios. At this time, you have to, for the demonstration unit, we're going to connect a laptop to this unit, and then that is where you will type in all the ratios to have the proper reaction depending on the feedstock you plan to process. Another thing that we didn't go over here is this is all the temperatures. This is a temperature controlled unit. Here's all the temperatures of the mixing tank, the reaction tanks, the water washing, and then also the water holding tank. Now, these can be set. We will have a recommended setting for all of the temperatures for the tanks. And these buttons here, this is actually the on and off switch. All of these other buttons are to turn on the heating element of each of these tanks. All of these tanks have a heating element, and it will heat to the degree that you set on this component. The heater, when you turn on the unit, you're going to want to turn on all the heaters. Now this has a computer sensor in this where these heaters will not work until the tank is full. Now another thing that we can do, behind this control panel, and this is the computer system that is controlling the valves, the temperature, and the performance of the unit. And again, we're doing this a little bit backwards here, but here is the on-off switch. So for our customers, the only area where you're going to have to interact with this, except for possible maintenance, is the on-off switch. Once you turn this on and off, you're going to go ahead and close this panel, and then this is going to tell you the flows and operation of the unit.
All right, Nick, I started.
Okay.
It's the cow fat melted down.
Now it's all ready. 그럼 여기 가만 있어봐. 여기 좀 들어있어야지. 먼저 메탄올을 넣고.
Joe's about to make his first batch of biodiesel, B100, out of cow fat. We're going to test the FFA percentage in the cow fat very shortly.
Start again.
Okay.
Yeah, you buy your own.
I'll turn it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And to start, only switch to on.
Okay.
And already in this tank, methanol and additive and something already filled with this. With the start, it will start. That's it. Press very well. And here the red line up here. This means mixing and circulation.
Okay. Now in that first SM mixing tank, it's a pre-mixing tank. There's methanol, additive, NaOH, and also a special ingredient that we were told we will learn later. It mixes in this step for 7 minutes.
Later, when this all the material moves,
The green light on the top of the SM tank indicates that it's full. The red lights indicate that it is mixing. The bottom red light is the
7 minutes, and then after 7 minutes,
pump,
yeah, this is open.
and the red light above that is the valve indicating it's open
The level is comes
for mixing. And it mixes in a circular fashion. This is the last stages of the NPW biodiesel processing out of that cow fat that they put into the machine earlier today. And this is the water washing unit. Water washing, no diatomaceous earth. It's a water washing process. The water is stored underneath.
We have to know that.
This is the filtering system. These filters are underneath these caps, have to be changed, I think they said every 3 days. We need a lot of filters on hand for people using these units. The cost is next to nothing.
Biodiesel.
아니요, no,
Biodiesel?
no,
glycerin.
글리세린이 어디서 나오는 거야? 이게 글리세린.
글리세린.
This is 글리세린.
Okay.
여기.
Extracting the glycerin from the process here.
그러면은 이 과정은 자동으로 한다고 사람이 일일이 해야
아니요, 자동으로 킵니다.
아, 그게 아니고.
근데 여기 막혔는데.
그게 수세한 물 나오는 거죠?
아니요.
그럼 뭐야?
수술적으로 저쪽에 완전히.
이게 뭐냐고?
글리세린이라니까.
지금 나오는 게?
글리세린 여기 새까만 거 이게
설명드릴게요.
글리세린. So another this glycerin here.
That's glycerin too, in that bucket. Glycerin, coming out.
First time is very bad glycerin.
Bad glycerin. This
Another-
looks pretty good. That looks not bad. Pretty good.
Not bad.
Not bad, yeah.
Not bad. 여보세요, 이게 글리세린이냐?
What percentage your client is that coming out?
About done with time at the factory Saturday. Biodiesel's on the final refining stage. I think we're about 10 minutes away from biodiesel. Now this is the cow fat, right? The cow fat is in the final filtering stage and final polishing stage. This total process takes 30 minutes. We should be seeing biodiesel coming out soon. Okay, here's the filters.
그다음에 여기서
Yeah, they're just spitting it out.
바이오디젤이
This is
Filter.
where you put them up.
여기서 어디로 가죠? 워싱 바이
B100 from cow fat.
아니요 잠깐만 이거
일로 좀 해야 일로. 일로 가면 일로. 계속 담아.